Seasons changed, the river dried, plants wilted, and hunger spread. The valley could no longer provide for its inhabitants. All eyes turned to Arlo. He knew what it meant. It was time to leave. We must find a new home, he said. So began the greatest journey of their lives. They crossed scorching deserts, where the sun burned their backs. They climbed mountains, where the wind howled like wolves. At night, fear gripped them, but Arlo kept their spirits alive. One night, when many were ready to give up, Arlo said, "Remember the storm, the fire, the raptors? We survived because we stood together, and together we will find our new home." At last, after days of struggle, they reached a valley filled with green trees, flowing rivers, and endless food. Tears filled their eyes. This was the promised land. The dinosaurs cheered Arlo's name. He was no longer just a young dinosaur who feared storms. He had become their true guardian, a leader who led them through every trial. Moral: life is a journey filled with challenges, but with courage, unity, and hope, we can always find new beginnings. Long ago, in a lush prehistoric valley, there lived a young dinosaur named Arlo. He was curious and playful, always exploring rivers, forests, and tall mountains. But there was one thing Arlo feared deeply: thunderstorms. Whenever dark clouds filled the sky and thunder roared, Arlo would hide in a cave, trembling until the storm passed. His friends, the smaller dinosaurs, often teased him. "Big Arlo, afraid of a little noise?" They laughed. Arlo felt ashamed, but he couldn't control his fear. One afternoon, as the sun dipped low, dark clouds gathered quickly. A storm was coming, but this time, something was different. Arlo heard cries from the forest. He ran toward the sound and found a group of baby dinosaurs trapped near a fallen tree. Rain poured, lightning struck, and the babies were too scared to move. The floodwaters from the river were rising fast. "Help us, Arlo!" they cried. Arlo's heart pounded. The thunder cracked loudly, and fear surged inside him. His first thought was to run and hide in his cave. But when he looked at the helpless babies, shivering and crying, something inside him changed. He took a deep breath and roared louder than the thunder itself. With all his strength, Arlo pushed the fallen tree aside. The babies clung to him as he guided them to higher ground. The storm raged, rain soaking his scales, but Arlo didn't stop until they reached a safe hill. Finally, the clouds began to clear, and the golden sun broke through. The baby dinosaurs looked at Arlo with shining eyes. "You saved us. You're so brave." Arlo realized something important. It wasn't that the storm had become less scary, but his love for his friends was stronger than his fear. From that day on, Arlo was no longer known as a cowardly dinosaur. He was remembered as a brave one who faced the storm to protect others. And deep in his heart, Arlo learned a lesson. True courage is not the absence of fear, but the strength to act in spite of it. Moral of the story: bravery comes from love and responsibility, not from being fearless. Long ago, in a lush valley filled with giant ferns and roaring rivers, lived a young dinosaur named Arlo. Arlo was strong, with a long tail and bright, curious eyes, but he had one weakness: he was terrified of thunderstorms. Whenever the sky turned gray and thunder cracked, Arlo ran into a cave, trembling until the storm passed. Other dinosaurs teased him. "Big Arlo, scared of a little noise?" They laughed. One evening, dark clouds gathered quickly. Lightning flashed, rain poured, and thunder roared across the valley. Arlo was about to hide when he heard cries. He ran to the forest and found baby dinosaurs trapped under a fallen tree. The floodwaters rose dangerously. "Help us, Arlo!" they cried. Fear froze him. His first thought was to hide, but when he looked at the tiny shivering babies, something inside him changed. He realized they needed him. Taking a deep breath, Arlo roared louder than the thunder itself. With all his strength, he pushed the heavy tree aside. The babies clung to him as he guided them to higher ground. Rain drenched him, lightning flashed, but Arlo didn't stop until they were safe. When the storm cleared, the babies hugged him. "You saved us, Arlo. You're brave." Arlo realized bravery was not the absence of fear, but the decision to protect others despite it. From that day, Arlo was no longer the cowardly dinosaur. He was remembered as a brave dinosaur. After the storm, Arlo explored the forest. He found strange footprints leading to a cliffside. Behind thick vines, he discovered a hidden path leading to a lost valley. Inside, dinosaurs lived trapped because a landslide had blocked their way out. The dinosaurs inside looked hopeless. "We've been stuck for months. There's no escape," one said. Arlo studied the rocks. They were heavy, but not impossible to move. He remembered the storm and told them, "If we work together, we can clear this path." At first, they doubted him, but Arlo pushed a boulder, and slowly others joined. Day by day, with teamwork, they rolled away the stones. At last, sunlight shone through the opening. Cheers filled the valley as the dinosaurs stepped out to freedom. Arlo smiled, tired but proud. He had learned that sometimes strength alone wasn't enough, but courage to inspire others could move mountains.